Faulty tech?
Faulty tech, yes.
It's that bullshit Apple company you follow all the time. You're devoutly, slavely owned by that Northern California fucking pinky out, bend over, smell their own farts, yuppie ass, tyrant, actually hidden billionaire going to trillionaire, take over the world, most productive company America has ever seen guy. Apple.
Hi, I'm Chris Lujan.
And I'm BINDU.
This is the IAMs.
Me too, I'm all about it.
Is Apple the good version, like the good guy version of Tesla?
There is no good guy version, is what I'm learning. We have all of these fucking billionaires and not one goddamn Batman. Not one. Not one Iron Man. Not a one.
They better get used to you talking about Batman. They're going to learn.
I like that. You're going to learn something. I like Batman. And for real, like when we were growing up, there were no billionaires, man.
No.
There were millionaires. Mm-hmm. Bruce Wayne was a millionaire. Mm-hmm. There came a point in time where they're like, that ain't shit no more. He has to be a billionaire. Mm-hmm. Right? And Tony Stark was a millionaire. And now Tony Stark is a billionaire. Fucking the evil guy with the no hair, don't care, Lex Luthor.
By the time...
Right? Billionaire.
By the time... We're talking inflation, obviously, basically. So by the time
I get to Arizona.
By the time
I get to Arizona,
our kids are our age, gas is gonna, if gas goes how it was, because we were buying gas when it was 98 cents a gallon.
I was gonna say, right? 97 cents right. A gallon, homeboy.
So could you imagine if things continued, gas is gonna be like $20 a gallon by the time they're our age.
My mom was like, we could go to a movie, and that's 2 movies. And in between the 2 movies, a cartoon, and get popcorn, and a Coca-Cola, and a Snicker for a quarter.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. And you know what I had to do? Eat soap. Because you can't talk like that to your mom, you crazy. I did. I didn't give a fuck, right?
Yep.
No, right here, I'll show you a video. All right, boom, right? Hey, you guys, look, we're back. We just saw Batman. Did you have a good time?
Had a great time.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
See, you guys, I can say whatever the fuck I want in front of my... I say... You'll see. You'll see.
Okay. Do you have something you want to talk about?
I always have something that I want to talk about. But first, I would like to disrupt this peace and tranquility of my safe place with the crackling comfort of my creme brulee torch and my...
I swear this wasn't planned, but you would think he had written the script.
I am a walking script, bro. I'm a wordsmith. You know this. I make my money talking.
So this is you...
What?
Not trying. This is you pitching yourself very purposefully on the IAMs to a cannabis company, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Any and all.
You're going all in.
Well, I watch these youngsters.
Give us a cannabis sponsorship, right? Is that what we're saying? Shit.
Look, it's funny in the lore when you see young apprentices practicing their magic, right? But when fucking Gandalf walks in the room, everyone needs to shut the fuck up.
Everybody stand back.
Right. And Gandalf is using this antiquated shit. I have a friend. There's like, you're using a metal nail? I haven't seen one of those since.
This reminds me of the Truman Show where she's trying to sell him stuff in the kitchen. And he's like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
You know what?
Huh?
I used to argue with my now ex-wife.
Yeah.
And she would say that out loud. Exasperated. Who the fuck are you talking to? There is no audience in the room. It is just me. Right? And she was going crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm always like, what are you talking about?
I'm seeing it right now.
I'm always like this.
Because you're weirdly, I could see it. You're weirdly breaking the fourth wall to be like a commercial guy. Hey guys, but then you're talking to me at the same time. It's so crazy. The one you're like, hey guys, you should, I know I'm the one that said it, but the vibe I'm getting is, hey guys, we're looking for a sponsor. And then you talk to me a little bit, and then commercial guy comes out, and you might be the one.
Well, this is what I'm doing.
That's why I'm like, who are you talking to?
I'm time stamping because this is a very antiquated way to enjoy the concentration of cannabis.
Uh-huh.
And so the next time I do this, I'm going to have my bomb e-rig, right? With the sunset color
I mean,
to match my Wu-Tang stance socks.
this is
Stance socks.
this is all. Oh my God.
Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang! You know what I'm saying? Size 12 stance. Size 12,
God,
ladies.
here we go.
Size
Let me get
Whip them out! Pull your dick out on the table!
Trust me.
Well, I would have whipped it out, but it's a tall table.
This is a counter height table. Please know
It's tall.
that.
It's a table on stilts.
It is.
It's a tall table. You know who bought this table?
Oh my God.
Heather, my ex-wife.
Okay.
She's like 6'11".
Sure.
Right?
She's 6'11".
She
Yeah.
was a jolly green giant, like a mountain I had to climb and claim for Spain.
6'11".
Yeah.
So
No, she's 5'10" or 5'11". I'm not kidding.
no, I would guess 5. I would 5'10" sounds about right.
5'10". Then she put them heels on, and it's fucking, I got you, babe. It's Sonny and Cher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little Filipino dude. Yeah,
You
that's
are
why
very sunny.
I'm going to die skiing.
No,
This
but
thing is right in my face.
his sense of
I put this
humor
right
is
in
your
fucking
sense of
camera.
humor. Whatever. I could cut around it. Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. Sell stance socks. Okay, what else?
Well,
what
no,
else do you got?
no, there's
You know.
nothing. Look, whatever.
Uni.
Right? I just found out. I've been watching this YouTuber Daphne, and because she's cooking,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, let me see what's out there. Let me see what's working, because I'm gonna do my homeworks.
What draws an audience?
Right. And I'm there to cook. I cook and I smoke. I look at comics and I smoke. I watch shows. I review them. I'm a movie amateur critic. I smoke. Right. So I start watching these YouTubers that also smoke. And this one chick, Daphne, cooks and she smokes. But she's smoking out of this shit that I don't know because she's a young whippersnapper.
Right.
And I'm old man that yells at clouds still. So I'm banging two rocks together, making fire, blowing it, heating up the metal so that I can put in my concentrate and hope the wind is right. You know, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And she has this fucking Beatles yellow submarine technology from the future that got brought back in a DeLorean.
And what company makes that?
Bomb e-rig. And fucking, she's putting these dabs in it. And she's clicking a button, and she can control the temperature.
Right.
And there's a percolator, and I'm looking at it going, where's that brutal torch sound? That horrible, aggressive thing that ruins the tranquility and peace of your environment.
Yeah.
Where's that horrible sound? And she's like, no, hold on. She turns the shit on, and then there's the whole fidget spinner. It's a whole thing. I look, what the fuck am I doing, right? It's a whole thing. Very phallic. And she was getting these beautiful, clean fucking hits out of this fucking rig. And so I bought one. I used her code. I bought one. And what I did was first, nerd, I started looking at all the reviews. No one has a bad thing to say. I started watching all the YouTube people. Everyone's like, holy shit, I'm so impressed, blah, 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 right? Daphne put me on it first. So I bought it. I used the Daphne code. It's going to be here soon.
All right.
So now I'm using this antiquated way to show you what I get to throw away in the back. You know, it could go in the back.
If we were smart, there would be that harp sound, right? And then we would stop recording this episode right now.
Yes.
And then, and we would come in and it would be right here.
Right. No, we can do that still. Yeah.
So when that comes, so we'll finish talking on this episode. How would we do that? We couldn't
don't
play
know.
all of this again. Shit.
Give me a moment, because you said if we were smart, and I've been thinking about that for a while now.
About whether we were, if we were smart, what
No,
we would do.
I've been thinking that I've been smart for a long time, and I'm not smart.
Yeah.
My brother is smart.
I feel the same way
I'm clever.
about me.
I'm clever. And there's a difference between clever and smart, right? If you're clever, you can get out of any trouble that you're in, right?
Yeah.
If you're smart, you never get into trouble. I'm always cleverly escaping trouble. So it lets me know I'm not smart. Meanwhile, my brother, never in trouble. Scientist, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got his degree out of UCLA. That's why I was knowing LA before I started dating Hillbilly. I'd already been going there for 12 years to see my brother because he kept getting awards and never left.
Right.
He got his 4 years, and then he got his master's, and he got his PhD, and it's like, holy fuck, dude.
And now he has left.
Yeah. Now he's a fucking brainiac scientist.
He's in San Francisco.
Yeah. He's the smart
14, 23, East. No, I don't. I'm just making up a number.
No, so he's the smart one, and he's the one that put me on Siddhartha way back when I was reckless. And he was trying to help me then. He could see the error of my
I'm not
ways.
even going to pretend I remember what that is.
Siddhartha is that Buddha statue that everyone puts in their garden, right?
Okay.
And that Siddhartha learned, whatever, it's a whole story. But Siddhartha learned how to think, wait, fast, right? And that's how you overcome.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Siddhartha on his journey to enlightenment meets Gautama the Buddha, and he outsmarts the Buddha. And he's like, Buddha, you're teaching people how to be like you, but no one taught you to get your enlightenment. So your teachings can't possibly work. And the Buddha was like, be careful of being too clever, Siddhartha. And I never understood what he meant by that. But Siddhartha is cleverly arguing with someone that is already enlightened. Like, motherfucker, does it matter? I'm enlightened and you are not, bitch. You should be listening to me. I don't have to listen to you. What the fuck, right?
Right.
It took me a long time to understand that because I was the Siddhartha thinking I'm so clever. I outsmarted Buddha, ha ha ha, as I skip away unenlightened. And Buddha is enlightened just watching me skip away. And that's who I've been my whole life. Right. All right, let's hit this dab.
Make sure to like and subscribe and join our Discord and Patreon. Check out our links.
Now back to the show.
Right? I could see that. Jesus Christ.
I told you. It's aggressive.
We'll do some like fast forward music.
Yeah. No, this is a pain. This gets cut out. Oh, this gets cut out? Yeah, we can have this in here. No one wants to watch this. But is it in this episode? No, this part right here. Yeah, it's time lapsed out, muted, yeah, or something. It's way too aggressive. Okay, we can show it.
All right. So now, I got told today by people on my Snapchat
How does
that what the fuck? Jesus Christ! Don't touch the red hot metal.
I know. I'm clearly joking.
Jesus God! You made my butthole get so tight. That's tight butthole.
Okay, go ahead.
God damn. Yeah, so you wait.
Tell your cute little story.
No, you gotta. I was told I gotta wait a little bit before I, evaporate, all the stuff. Well, it's too high.
Are you getting this? BINDU, doing dabs. Enjoy the Life of Grime album, coming out July 11th on New Tone Recordings. Quality Junk by Life of Grime. Figured I had to do something while he was doing that.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Awesome. I'm just doing some Buddies, some honey nightcap right now that I just got.
Oh my God. Yeah, look at, someone's been watching YouTube.
Well, that's what they do.
I
Right?
know.
Oh, fuck, man, I don't know.
I watched this guy, he's always showing a microphone or something,
All right, so you know how there's decades, as Mick Jagger would say? Decades, right?
Every 10 years.
All right, we're from the 70s. We grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
But we are aware of the Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
The Depression of the 30s. Towards the end of the 30s, that's when Batman comes out, right? We go into the 40s, right? That's fucked up.
Let's keep going. We have microphones on us.
I did not know that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was going to happen right when I start talking about
If
it.
you can't hear this, all of a sudden, it's like a weed whacker or something, right?
Yeah. Or some type of chainsaw cutting the carcass of a whale.
Right. Do we continue?
You're going to be okay.
Say the goddamn
word. All right, so then there was the 40s, right? Jazz, right? Now we got the 50s, happy days. We got 60s, the experimental drugs, right? LSD really takes on. We got the BOs, right? We got Jimi Hendrix, right? Jim Morrison, The Doors, so on, right? Goes into the 70s, the toughest decade of all time. Muscle Cars, fucking dope,
Sure.
right?
Rocking like country rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then into the fucking 80s, right? Devo, synth.
But also the birth of hip hop, pretty much, right?
For sure.
Although they will say it happened in the 70s, probably.
Right at the end.
But yeah.
Two
yeah.
turntables and a microphone. Right. It happened right at the end. Sugar Hill Gang, all that shit, right? And then so even before that, but we can get into the history of hip hop. Rest in peace, Ed Piscor.
I bought that book because of this guy.
Man, we're doing this show because of that guy, right? All love to the cartoonist Kayfabe and Tom Sholey.
So he has a book. While we're here, he has a book. What is it called? Hip Hop History?
Look at this glorious book.
Hip Hop Family Tree. What's Hip Hop History? A different book?
I
fuck up? Shit.
No, I must have misspoke and led you wrong. But this will
Hip-hop
never lead you
family
wrong.
tree.
This is the goddamn truth, spoken by the guy with the crooked tooth.
And my homie Skeem Richards is in this book. Has a photo with him in this book.
No shit?
Yep.
This is a prized possession of mine. Anyways, as you go through, then you get the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And the 90s was the last decade where America was nice. Because right after that, 2001,
Yep.
9/11,
You're right.
America changed. And that's when we started seeing a change in the decades. And they started regressing. We started redoing the 50s and the 60s. Like, vinyl has made a comeback. That died out a long ass fucking time ago.
Yeah.
And the only people keeping it alive were DJs and hip hop.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And
Collectors.
Collectors.
Yeah, not the general public.
Right? So much so now that you make magical 45s. You make records.
I wonder if there are more people with vinyl collections or comic book collections.
That's tough. Right? You could say vinyl collections, comic book collections, baseball card collections, and it would be nuts.
I would think the least amount of people have baseball cards.
Okay.
That's just a guess.
Okay.
But yeah, comic books.
I don't know, man, because
Or
comic
vinyl.
books cost as much as vinyl now. So it's like, fuck.
Right, but you have comic book conventions. You have comic conventions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's a vinyl convention? A record swap?
Well, I
But I don't
did
know. But anybody
go to see Maximalist Minimalism, and there were records there.
they were
for
hawking
sale.
vinyl, yes.
Yep, and the Secret Sidewalk. Mm-hmm. Vinyl was being sold.
True.
Marvelous, marvelous friends of yours and incredible music creators.
And let me just say, thank you, Michael Reed, for thanking me on the back of each one of those records. Like, honestly, what an honor.
No shit.
Yeah,
You got accolades?
I got accolades.
By Mike Reed?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? I mean, you know.
You're famous.
Thank you for thanking me. It doesn't go unnoticed. I've only been thanked on like a few more things, like the Organi record that I played on. I'm not only like listed there as played instrument, but I'm also thanked. There's this band called The Vicious Seeds out of Russia, who I put out their first 45. So when they put out something without me on a different label, they thanked me in that one. And I think there may have been like one more. I think I'm on a song from the Black Sound, but I don't even know if that one's on vinyl yet. But yeah, it's kind
You
of
remind me of Mike Mignola. Mike Mignola is the dopest
boy.
comic book artist out there, but he's an artist.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the fans don't wait in line for him, but the artists wait in line for him.
I got his autograph.
Do you?
Yes.
I also have his autograph. You know what I have?
What do you have?
I have, because I was there when it all happened, right? Because
It all happened.
well, yeah, because when Image formed, that's when the artists were realizing right towards the end of the 80s, the artists were making these characters that were owned by other companies so powerful that big movies were being made, merchandise was being made, and they weren't getting any royalties. And they were like, fuck. So
Yeah.
they were like, you're either going to pay us or we're going to leave. And the two companies, Marvel and DC, were like, yeah, fuck you,
Where you
peon.
gonna go?
So they created Image, and they broke off. Frank Miller started doing Sin City. He made a comic book with no color, no superpowers. It's bad as fuck. It's you go into my shitter. It's on the toilet.
I guess there are no superpowers. The only thing that's weird in it is that yellow bastard, right? Like he's like there's something with him. He's not natural.
That's great. What a crazy story. Anyways, Mike Mignola, well, he was doing Batman. He was doing all kinds of shit. He was doing shit for Marvel, right? But you could see his style was different than everybody else's. And he did Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula movie translation comic book. And in that comic book, you can see the beginning of Hellboy. Or it actually starts in a Batman comic where he only uses 3 colors. And you're like, all right, this is where it was born. Because right after that, it was right in the 90s, Mignola came out with Hellboy. And Hellboy is a flawless character design, all of that.
That first movie was amazing. The first one. First one.
But you're in my house, right? So I have the original action figure, but I have the fucking
That's quite awesome.
Zippo that came out. Oh, it's magnificent. No, it's dope. Fully posable.
Do I have to do this?
That's old as shit, dude. This is from the 90s.
This is dope. Like, look at this hand.
Look at that. A Gentleman Mignola
Oh my
Hellboy
God.
Zippo from 1996. I don't fuck around.
This is as nerdy as it gets here.
No, it's not.
Oh shit! Let's go.
Look, this right here, right next to my 1963 Jack Kirby Dr. Doom mask.
Nerd.
There's only 1,963 of them. This is my fucking Grendel lighter. Right? Signed by Matt Wagner. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Right. It's the face of Grendel.
And that's part of the autograph, right?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
drew the
Yeah.
eyes. He drew Grendel's face on there. I don't know if that. Whatever, man. You get the fucking idea. I got cool shit.
Yeah.
And it was before there was an internet. Right? So a lot of people, all these fucking nerds, they have all their collections, right? That they've been hunting.
Yeah.
Because they know of it. Because, right? Yeah. I got my shit first of all when it was first on the shelf. I saw all the Star Wars movies in the theater the first time, all of them, right? But I still breakdance, bitch. So it's like, someone will call me a boomer, of course, but I was fucking there.
And I guess if I equate this to vinyl, it's like having a first pressing, right?
Yeah.
But I just did order an album on eBay that came out I think it came out in 71 or 73. Clearly I wasn't there for that, but I had to have it.
No, I get all that. I'm just saying when I go out there and I have this kind of boisterous kind of, who the fuck do you think you are personality? It's because my Solo Chokugan robots there, they were bought pre-internet. All right, where the fuck do you buy $200 solid metal Japanese robot when there's no internet? Where? Right? There were 3 places.
Japantown?
There was 3 places in the Bay Area. Japantown,
Yeah.
right? Where they were 3 times the price. So it was like $500.
Sure.
There's no way, right? Or there was a garage on 14th Street in San Francisco. New Type.
Garage.
Yeah, Japanese dude converted his garage into a shop called New Type.
Okay.
You had to be Asian to know about it.
Is the other one Giant Robot or whatever the fuck it was called?
Almost.
Okay.
Giant Robot would show, right? But they're more artsy fartsy. They didn't have actual robots.
Okay,
there,
gotcha.
Right? Okay, I'll bring that up because the owner of that company, Eric.
Yeah.
I know that dude, and I have their first shirt. It's a Transformers emblem,
Okay.
and I have their first shirt. I still have it.
All right.
It's in my storage. I'll get it
He
next
was there
episode.
first.
Right? What was I saying?
You were saying there were 3 places in
3 places. Right? There was fucking Japantown, overpriced. There was New Type, a guy's garage, and then in Emeryville, on the very top of a fucking warehouse, was Come On to My House. Come on to my house, mush mush. Right? And this motherfucker had this crazy Japanese toy store with everything you could think of, including an original Godzilla costume from the movies. A head
Yeah.
in there just to look at, whatever. And you would have to go to Emeryville. There's no signs. No, you just have to know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm one of those fucking people that know people.
All right.
Right? So you go up to the fucking 4th floor. It is on the roof. It was a shack on the roof. You go in, life-size Ultraman toy, all the fucking Chokugan robots.
This is hilarious.
All the Gunpla before Gunpla was a thing.
Yeah.
Before you could buy it at a fucking Target or a Barnes and Nobles. You couldn't get them shits nowhere, but you could get it there. And so your boy was there all the time. I was always doing that shit. Always in the know. So when I see these YouTubers and they're trying to wax poetic on the history of Gundam or whatever, I'm watching them like, you know, Gundam came out in 1979. You know, I was in second grade, motherfucker. I remember it well. My friend from Japan came over and he had a Gundam toy. You couldn't get that shit anywhere in the United States. But he came over, had one, and was sharing with me. And so I grew up on fucking robots that no one could play with.
Right.
And now I'm watching people try to talk about shit. And I'm like, man, we need to come out with a YouTube show so I could tell young whippersnappers
maybe
what the
someday.
fuck really what is up.
Yeah.
Because this is how it really was, youngster.
Right.
Right.
Well, we'll get there.
And
I
I'm
guess.
still significant. Good.
We'll start that podcast someday.
Right.
YouTube
Yeah.
show, whatever.
One day we will.
So you were in a long line of the talking about decades.
Yes. And what's funny is what's hot right now in the movies, in the comics and all of that, they're just retrying to do what happened in the end of the 80s.
Sure.
That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to do The Dark Knight Returns over and over and over. Oh, we can't do that? Let's do Batman Year One. Over and over and over. So remember, I was talking about how Frank Miller changed shit. But before Frank Miller did all that, he did some Daredevil shit with David Mazzucchelli. Netflix just came out, or whatever, a new Daredevil show just came out of that story that I'm talking about. That book right there.
Okay.
This book right here, the collection of Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli in the early 80s. This is when they
You
introduced...
really are appealing to the comic fans.
This is
right
when
now.
they introduce all the ninjas, Stick, fucking the ninjas. This is what spawns fucking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then later, right, after Frank Miller does The Dark Knight Returns, right? Hold on, motherfucker. All right.
Watch this.
After Frank Miller does The Dark Knight Returns, right, he follows up Batman's Last Hurrah with Batman's First Year. And he reassembles Voltron with David Mazzucchelli, and he does Batman Year One. And it's the Daredevil team back together again, folks. And this is 1987 going into 1988, right? 4 comics, Batman 404, it starts and it goes on. And this goes down in infamy as the dopest shit. And I was fucking in high school buying these shits from the store when it was happening. And I'm watching these kids review fucking shit. They'll mispronounce Bill Sienkiewicz's last name because they don't know. They weren't there. They didn't meet him. They don't have his autograph. And they're like, well, Bill Sienkiewicz, right? What the fuck? He has a whole joke about that for people mispronouncing his name, but you don't know because you're not in the know, but you're acting like you're in the know, right? Oh my God, let me let these motherfuckers know what's up. And so now that I'm all old, yelling at clouds, reading my old comic books that people are just discovering, go, how come they don't make them like this anymore? My question's exactly, why don't they make them like this anymore, right?
Why not?
So all right, so I'll make mine then. Like we're making this show. How come
Right.
this show doesn't exist? All right, where you talk about Hellboy and get high, ripping fucking big old doinks and
sometime.
Amish, right? Talking about
Someday.
Zippos and whatever, right? But it's interesting watching these decades repeat themselves, watching bell bottoms come back into play, watching all of that shit, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was, I'm from the 80s, wearing Pumas, hip hop, track suits, Kangol. I just never stopped. Fuck it.
Right.
It'll come back around, and it is.
It pretty much is.
People love Pumas again.
Same with Adidas.
It's ridiculous.
I know we're on the other side of that.
I don't think
so,
Adidas ever fell out of style, but Pumas go in and out. But not me. I keep
you know what? You're right. I guess the shell toes have always been like in stock. You know,
How cool am I, Chris Lujan?
I can fuck you up so bad right now.
Do you have Hellboy beer, motherfucker?
Of course not.
Hellboy breakfast beer? Because I do. This is given to me by a gift by Larry, who owned the Emporium.
Larry.
Him and his sisters. They got a case. You get one case, right? And in that case, there's only 12 beers. And in that case, there's only like 4 Hellboys or whatever, because there's all different characters. And he saved me 2. I have one to drink. So I have one right over there, and I got one right over here.
He'll never drink it though. That's the thing.
I don't fuck around.
He has 2
Right?
that he won't drink because
brother-
they're too valuable.
My brother makes fun of me for that. Right?
Oh, yeah?
Never removed from box. He'll say shit like that. He'll just do the initials. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Never removed from box. All right, he's clowning me. Whatever.
All right.
So, yes, we were talking about decades and stretches and shit.
Yes.
I just find it unique that people are, the trends are on a repeat, right?
Yeah.
But since you and I watched hip hop form, the backbone and spine of hip hop to me was knowing where, not only what they were rapping about, but where the beats were coming from that the DJ was using. There's two turntables and a microphone.
Yeah.
Right? And that started the culture of first of all. Right? Well, we're so old now, that has been forgotten. And we're the remnants left over. We're Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? We're Darth Vader still, right? Your sad devotion to that ancient religion hasn't given you the clairvoyance of the... right? All that bullshit, right? We still remember that. So now that we're seeing the young people come up, right? The May Squaws of the world, right? No one knows.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wink, right? They don't know what first of all is. And there is where you and I come in.
Yeah.
You know where all the music came from. All the new music right now is not original. It's being looped
Pretty much,
off of a loop that was sampled. And you
a
know,
sample of a sample of a
you
sample.
know the first of all shit.
Yeah.
And when I'm watching these new Marvel movies, these Daredevil shits, whatever, Guardians of the Galaxy, I was that nerd that collected those comics, that read them and met the creators and had long conversations with them. I'm first of all.
Right.
And so when we put our powers together, you know, and we're controlling this gigantic kaiju battling robot together, right? Beastie Boys intergalactic soundtrack on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's an undefeatable. You put it down, you throw it on in the background while you create. We wanted to create something for creators.
That's it.
And here we are. That's why they're like, well, you're going to have to change the way you talk because you won't be able to be monetized. Fuck that. You guys have to have scripts so you can stick it. Fuck that. Right? We're just going to be pirates.
Right.
Pittsburgh Pirates. Yo ho.
You are so school prideful.
Yeah, I am. Why? Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know.
We were the only high school that had diversity.
That's true, and that's something to be proud of.
It's huge. In this world now, think about it.
I guess I just don't get trapped in this was my high school, I will support it forever type thing, you know.
Right, but we were the class of 1991.
92.
Right. 91 had their senior ball in the Miko Hotel. Like, we did everything right all throughout all the years. So everything that we did was awesome. All our rallies were awesome.
Do you know where our
yearbook was awesome?
Do you know where our senior ball was? Our senior ball was at the Hilton in Concord.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
It was during all of the Rodney King shit. All of the riots and stuff like that.
Oh, fuck.
And so everyone was, well, everyone, meaning the parents, the kids probably wouldn't have given a fuck at all, but everyone was, again, meaning the parents, too nervous to send their kids to Oakland or San Francisco, where typically that's where the senior ball would be held.
Correct.
So just the Hilton in Concord.
That was a smart move. That was a smart move.
And you also did mention how cool your yearbook was. Ours was awful.
Well, Joanna, my girlfriend, was in charge of the yearbook.
Sorry for the people who were in charge of the yearbook in 92. That shit was awful.
No, my year...
It's like pink with a boot on it.
Dude, my year was the fucking 90210 high school. It was real. It was just like that.
Yeah.
Right? And that was the year our high school football team beat the fucking big team that always wins. Yeah.
And
that was my year.
So this is going to lead me right into what will be the next episode. The next episode, I want to talk about us, how we met, how we got together. It started off in high school. There was a hit put out on me. You were supposed to whoop my ass. We'll talk about that next time on the I Am.
Ta-dum. Da-dum dum, da-dum da-dum dum, da-dum dum, da-dum dum, dum da 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 da. That's Mega Man.
Ba-ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-ba-ba.